Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Endless Podcast. Get reactions to the Nintendo E3 press conference for 2012. I'm TKKNMSTR, joined by Crap RPG
Trioptical?
Nutter.
Yeah. He hasn't picked up, but, do we just keep... Oh, there he is. RPG?
Yes.
Okay.
Here.
Here
And
we
we've begun, so... Let's do it. Take it.
I guess, well, RPG, could you get your excitedness out of the way before we start?
I already got it out during the conference. I'm good now.
Okay. No, so we're not going to have any reactions or outbursts?
Huh? No.
I don't know. I mean, we can test it really easily.
You guys. I already told you when he announced it on the thing. I already went all crazy and started doing backflips over the room and stuff. It's good now. Fine. Not all like Tekken and his crazy Mass Effect gasming all over the place.
Which is also coming to Wii U. Sorry.
Definite high point for me was Pikmin 3. It showed off, I think, a lot of things that we wanted to see. We wanted to see a new Pikmin. We wanted to see, what sort of things you can do with a second screen. And then it also showed off a bit of what Wii U games will look like graphically. So, I mean, to a small extent, it was like the water and the sort of the depth of field effects and things like that. Those were definitely things that we haven't seen so far on the Wii. We have seen them on other platforms, so too early to say if this is going to be more powerful than current systems or whatnot. But yeah, it looked good. It looked modern, or it looked current.
Like
it looked
supposed.
Current. That's right. Yeah.
It's like it looks like they caught up. Is what was going on there. Those guys.
So is our format the same as yesterday?
Say what?
Is our format the same as yesterday, like pros, negative, and then mixed?
Sure, whatever.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
gut reactions don't tend to come out in that type of
they come out
orderly fashion.
In your gut order something.
Yes.
Pie.
Well, Tekken.
Yes.
Nintendo fanboy, so not in a disparaging way. But you said like, oh, maybe I'm gonna sacrifice all of my games this year and just get Wii U. So it convinced you?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing is, like, it did, but it's like there's still details that I would like to know that they did not say.
Yeah, there's a lot of omissions, which it's like sure I want it, but there's so many factors that would go into whether or not I actually go ahead and get it. So, I
don't know. Such as?
Well, they said this holiday, so I guess that's vague enough, which is why I was like, I'll just not worry about the games coming out this holiday, and yeah.
But what if good games come out this holiday though? Why would you?
RPG. There's one game I'm playing right now, and I'll be playing it.
All right.
Anyway,
I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
It's like I'm good for like the next 6 months. So even beyond that, so it's like I don't even need any more games. So it's like whatever. I can just save up. Especially
now since you can play that same game on the console. It's like so now you really only need the one. Well, I mean, I was really hoping, even though they said they weren't gonna, I guess, give out the price or release date or whatever for the console, I would have at least liked some kind of, I don't know, idea of how much it was gonna cost and that kind of stuff, because I don't want to. It's like I don't want to get all excited for it, and then they go and they're like, yeah, so this is gonna cost like $400, and it's like, oh, I can't buy that right now. So it's just like, at least I would have liked an idea or something. Give me a range. It's like it might fall in between this and this or something. But yeah, as for the release date, since they keep on saying all these other games are coming out in the holiday season, I'm guessing sometime in between November and December would be when it's going to get released. They'll probably release it sometime around the time that the Wii U is released, so it'll be like they can celebrate both of their little children on the same day without even going through the extra trouble. So, it's like, why have 2 separate birthdays? Just celebrate everybody at once. It's less money. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm not really as... I mean, I want it because it's new hardware, but on the other hand, they really didn't show me anything that made me think, wow, I have to have this.
Yeah, I did kind of have, like, reservations. I was like, well, first party, I'm there. However, third party stuff they showed, I wasn't like, oh, yeah, third party publishers and developers are finally getting their hands around how to do non-traditional games with Nintendo hardware. It's like,
that's part of it, too, though, because some of the games they showed were like stuff that's already going to be on the other consoles, so it's still a matter of whether or not it's like, why would I need a Wii U aside from their first party stuff at this point when developers are still going to make, if they're still making like the same or similar games for the current gen console that I already own, so I'm not shelling out however much the Wii U cost and all the extra add-ons for extra game pads and cameras and vitality sensors and all that. So it's just like...
I mean, the only third-party game I can think of right now is Batman Arkham City, the Armored Edition, was it? Yeah. And it seemed like the same game, except they added, like motion stuff and touchpad things.
Yeah,
I mean, like, to me when I saw that, I was like, it reeked of 6-axis, like, shoehorn in this functionality.
Well, that was
like,
only for the battering thing.
They didn't the battering
anything else except that.
And then, like, it's like I kind of wish they would have shown the not the gamepad, but the like console controller that they have that looks like the 360.
The Pro Controller.
Yeah, the Pro Controller, to just like have a distinction of like, well, it'll control like this if you have the Wii gamepad or Wii U gamepad.
Well, I think right now they're still trying to sell people on the idea of the Wii U. Right now, if they're just going to show a pretty game with the regular controller, then what's different from having a 360 or a PS3 up there showing it? So I think using the gamepad was their way of kind of like differentiating it from, just the Arkham Cities on the other consoles. It wasn't just like they're trying to give somebody a reason, why they would need to buy this game on your console other than just it looks good. Otherwise, what would be the point? So
I guess I'm also glad that they went with like the whole PlayStation Move idea of like, we're gonna have like both styles of controls. So if I do get a Wii U,
with Pikmin.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can play it like this with
what would be the point?
Wii remote and nunchuck.
Damn it! I'm gonna play with my damn gamepad and order them around by touching the screen. You're gonna like it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, not all games would be like suited to that. Yeah. Like in Assassin's Creed 3 or Batman or Mass Effect. So.
But yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I was saying, they showed the other third-party stuff they showed off, like Assassin's Creed 3 and Mass Effect 3. Once again, it's like stuff you already have on the other consoles. So I was kind of hoping they'd show off more, like when they show off their third-party stuff, there'd be more, I guess, unique content. But it didn't really like manifest or materialize or whatever when they did. So it's kind of just like, I wasn't all that excited about any of the third-party stuff that came up, I guess.
Actually, I guess Zombie U was kind of cool. Some of the things that they showed were, and I'm not even sure if that was like real gameplay or just sort of conceptual visualizations where you could use the touchscreen as sort of a radar. And they said something like, in this game, you die, or you basically have one-hit kills, so you die in one hit.
Which
so you have to be really cautious, and you got to use the gamepad, with the radar and the sonar or whatever. You can see through walls. Like, okay, there's bad guys there, there's zombies there. I must, I got to get out my shotgun or whatever before moving forward. That seemed kind of neat.
I mean, I guess there's some features there that were interesting enough. Stuff I was kind of expecting to do with it anyway, like the whole cyberscope thing and all that kind of stuff. But think like stuff like they were showing off with the hacking or not the putting in the passwords for the door. Cause I said it wasn't really hacking. It was just randomly pressing
doors. 8437. No. 8438. No.
Like one of these don't have to work. It's like that's it. 1111. 1112. But I mean, they could. But that's the thing I was saying. Like for like stuff when they were adding it for like Mass Effect or whatever, I was like, how you can kind of like transfer the hacking mini games or something onto the gamepad while your characters on screen are like doing stuff, or like the characters are like providing cover fire for you while you're like doing stuff on the gamepad. Like it's like your what's that thing called that they use? The little holograph thing.
Omni tool.
Yeah, that thing. And it's like if they were able to do like more interesting hacking stuff like that or something, then maybe it'd be, you know, cooler in the game instead of you just pressing buttons on the thing. But I don't know. I mean, the console has potential. It's just whether or not people are gonna jump on that and, you know, use it.
Well, I think they were talking about that in the pre-show on one of the streams where, you know, the Wii, we saw it, and we're like, oh my gosh, that has so much potential. And here we are.
And people just pretty much used it for Just Dance.
Yeah, it's like, technically it still has that potential. It hasn't disappeared. But
people just haven't used it.
Yeah, we don't buy based on potential anymore. I think we've matured in a way because we've had this experience where the potential is still there. It's just never going to come to fruition.
And that's why I think the Wii U is going to might be a harder sell than the Wii was, because now people have learned from that.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily true, because if you look at the stuff that they were doing with, like, if you have the gamepad and you're playing with people with the Wiimotes, you can still have like an interesting experience with people and like be able to not control them, but like command them or like team up with them in like the Mario game to like help them on the adventure, like with an interesting co-op style that's not really done in other games. Well, so that looks kind of cool. But
I mean, Nintendo's they've always done like I guess the in everyone in the same room kind of co-op before, so it's not strange to see them coming up with things like that for their own first party stuff. But it's like I would like to see, you know, third party developers doing stuff like this, not just Nintendo carrying their own console like they've been doing for the past couple of generations. I mean, like the GameCube was pretty much all them because nobody was developing for that thing. So you didn't want, and the Wii U not the Wii U, but the Wii started to kind of die out in terms of third party support, and all we were getting was stuff like Carnival Games and Just Dance and stuff like that from third party developers. And it's like this isn't what I signed on for, guys. I was kind of hoping for more. So I don't know. I just hope the Wii U doesn't like devolve into that where it seems like everybody's like, okay, so this seems like a cool concept, but they have a Pro controller, so let's just develop it like a normal game and just put in pretty graphics. So,
well, that's kind of what it's there for, though. It's like if you want to try and make it interesting and new, you can. But if you don't have the resources, you can just port it over.
But people are kind of afraid to do that now, because I mean, you take a risk, you can lose a lot of money, you can lose your studio. So it's like you can't. So now it's one of those times where you can't. People want to play it safe, so they're less likely to take the hardware and do something amazing and innovative with it when they can kind of just play it safe and it's like, okay, maybe I'll add like a little touch session here, or you know, maybe just use a little 6-axis controlling to, you know, snake this camera around a corner or something. But I'm not going to do anything where I'm adding scannings and taking maps and making them interactive and all this extra stuff or something that they probably can just, you know, avoid and, you know, make normal games. But then that would just turn the Wii U into a high definition Wii, and you know, what would be the point?
It's kind of the same. Well, I guess I shouldn't bring up Microsoft's smart glass thing. And when we saw, or I guess I am going to, because I've already spent so much time talking about it. I mean, sometimes we take for granted that these things, someone has to make these things. Like with the smart glass thing, they talked about, you're watching Game of Thrones, and then there'll be this map on your tablet, and it'll tell you where all the characters are going. And like, okay, yeah, but someone had to make that map, and what is the guarantee that there's going to be people out there making these maps and all this stuff for every single thing that you can watch or games that you can play?
Who's going to look up all these trivia facts to stream to you from this thing?
So, yeah, I think we're kind of seeing that with the Batman Arkham City on Wii U. That is, they presumably took effort and thought about it, and that's what they came up with for Wii U features. Doesn't feel very promising for other games.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's still too early to tell, because, the console hasn't even been released yet, but still, I don't know, I guess in the past I'm used to them bringing, like, these developers on stage when they're, like, announcing their big AAA titles and stuff now, but now it's like, it seems like we've gotten less and less of that as the years gone on, that just, I don't know. I don't know.
For me, it's like I don't really care about third-party support because I know it's just gonna like devolve into what it did on the Wii. So it's like it's nice to have that. Right now it's like, oh yeah, it'll be there, but I'm sure it's just gonna like taper off into the nothingness that I did on the Wii. So.
Oh, but we
I'm already like ready for the droughts, but I don't really care. So I get new Mario. So
but I care.
I don't know if even the first-party stuff that they showed was enough for me.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Cause it wasn't like the strongest showing, like because we kind of knew there was going to be a Mario game, but they kind of just showed us 2 new Mario games I forgot about Paper Mario, but they showed the games, and they essentially, it's like, for me, it's always been like, if you played one Mario, you've kind of played all of them, aside from a few different entries in the series. So some of their first-party stuff, it was like, well, I don't know if this is really, like, strong enough for me to think that, okay, this is why I need to get, Wii U, because the first party is going to come out and it's going to be so awesome and everything, but that wasn't necessarily the case. Aside from Pikmin, I really wasn't all that jumping for joy for most of their other stuff that they were showing, so I don't know.
Second, I have a question. Where does Mario, as like a game type or franchise, stand in the macaroni necklace Mona Lisa scale?
It'd probably be okay. It's hard to make that like. It's hard to place it on that scale because I have like another scale for that game where it's like a number line and like all the way to the left is like casual games or not casual games, but all the way to the left are games that like focus on gameplay, and like all the way to the right are games that focus on the story, and like in the middle is like games that get it like right on both ends and like have an awesome game and story, like Mass Effect, Heavy Rain, Red Dead, GTA. But like games that are all the way to the right, like they don't really care about the story, just like throw it out, and it's all about, oh, let's have fun. And that's where I'd put Mario, is like just the gameplay. It's like all you really care about when you play it. It's like the story is completely irrelevant because it's like, go save the princess, woo, whatever, it doesn't matter. So.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know where I would place it on the art scale.
It's like I'm not sure. I'm not sure that.
Maybe a Saturday morning cartoon that you always wake up and watch because it's so you just can't get enough of it until it gets canceled. And you're like, no, that was my favorite cartoon ever. And it comes out on DVD and you buy it and you're like, yeah, I can watch it over and over now. Yeah.
Except there's never going to be a new episode again. So you're just reliving your misery.
Until Michael Bay gets the rights to make the live-action movie and it's a turd. Yeah. Oh. There you go.
Bay. That guy.
And it makes $1 billion and he gets to do it over and over and over and over. So you just continually get to see your favorite Saturday morning cartoon defiled over and over and over. Sorry.
Hey, this game looks like Pikmin. What the deuce?
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
So,
I'm just glad they brought back the raccoon suit for New Super Mario Brothers 2. So, or New Super Mario Brothers. There's too many. I'm getting confused already. Because there's like the U one, and then there was the one on 3DS, which was New Super Mario Brothers 2, I believe.
Yeah, but it looked like just like the other one with just a lot more gold in it.
No. The
Way
one
more
gold is the one on the gold is the Wii U one.
No, that was the
Sure?
3DS
That
one.
was the 3DS one.
I'm pretty sure.
See, this is the
It was
problem
the
right
3DS
here.
one.
You can't
The Wii U one was the one with Yoshi and
yeah, because that was
the
the
multiple
Oh,
Yoshis and the 4
Okay,
players.
okay, you're right. Okay.
yeah, the other one had the little gold coins and everything, and its mama was turning into gold and stuff.
I remember not liking the New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, so I was like, on the Wii U one. Even though it has like multiple Yoshis and Yoshi, so.
Well, that's because didn't the new Super Mario Brother one had the multiple Yoshis too? It did, because
I don't know. I stopped playing after World 1, so.
because when I played it with my cousin, we both had Yoshis, and I kept sabotaging her so she wouldn't get her Yoshi anymore. Because I'm a jerk like that. Jerk. But yeah, like I was saying, like the Mario games, they kind of just. I mean, I was excited for a new Paper Mario though, because I don't know when the last time we had one of those, but it was
There's
all
one on the Wii.
yeah. I have that one, but it was. I think because they made like some changes to it where it wasn't.
Oh, you mean it wasn't RPG based like the GameCube ones?
Yeah, it was different. It was different. So, yeah. But Mario, yeah. I mean, we all expected him to be there. It wasn't like like they were gonna be like, "Haha, guys, we're not gonna have a Mario title on our new console." That'd be a blatant lie, and you all know it. But it would have been great to see if they would have like brought out a new Donkey Kong or something, or a new. I don't remember any of their other mascots right now, but all of them. Just gonna load up Super Smash Bros. Real quick and start naming off people. All of them. So there's that. One thing that was interesting though is that there was like it seemed like there wasn't a lot of focus on the 3DS at the conference.
Well, the dude said we're only going to show a bit right now, but we're going to have our own conference whenever with a lot more stuff.
Because I mean, I understand like the major focus they wanted to be on the Wii U since they're launching a new console, but at the same time, it's like, from my understanding, the 3DS has been doing like the DS's levels in terms of like sales and popularity or whatever. So I would have thought they would have tried to throw out some more support behind it and be like, yeah, you still do need a 3DS because it's awesome and here's all the stuff we have for it. But that didn't happen.
I guess it also proved the rumors of the bigger version or whatever untrue since they didn't show that.
Oh yeah, they did not show a redesign. So, but like you said, they have like 50 more conferences apparently after this one. So, so telling what's gonna go on after that. Oh. And it's always like, and it's weird because there's been people been announcing stuff, like announcing new games and all this stuff outside of the conferences, which doesn't make sense to me because it's like, wouldn't you want to announce like important stuff during your big conferences so everybody's all like, oh, this is a good reason to buy this console, or this is why I'm still interested in your company, instead of showing all news all after the fact once it's like, okay, I figure E3's done because all the conferences are done, so. So.
Well, it seems to me that now there might be less emphasis on sort of winning E3. I mean, Nintendo, and can we really say that they've won E3 in the past few years, and yet they're winning everything?
Well, I mean,
as far as sales go for them, I mean, maybe they don't have the mind share anymore.
There was E3 where there was a pretty awesome conference. I mean, hey, I don't know, was it last year or the year before that? But either way, they did.
It was the year before, because last year's was the debacle of what is the Wii U.
Oh yeah, so it was the year before, but it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's become kind of like that, and you have Sony doing basically they announced a ton of stuff the month before E3, and then it looks like their plan is to continue announcing stuff in the next few months. And yeah, we were talking about Nintendo has all of these conferences scheduled for today and tomorrow. Developer chat that they're doing tonight. They got a whole hour of Nintendo 3DS games on the internet tomorrow. Maybe... I guess it's kind of nice, actually. Before, yeah, it's like we watched the press conferences, and then it's kind of done. Unless you wanted to hype yourself and go in and watch all these live streams on all these other channels. But yeah, it was like, that was the news. Now you get to watch gameplay on these other games. Most of them we've heard of before. Some of them we haven't heard of. So that's kind of fun. But it feels like maybe the focus is changing.
What would you say it's changing to, though?
Just having instead
a constant
of
stream of information of
basically.
Okay, that's what it seems like. Like a leveraging of like all the different like social media and like stuff like that, like YouTube and Facebook.
And they name dropped their website so many times during the
I know, right?
Nintendo ones. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna be at e3.nintendo.com, and here's all of our Facebook pages, and here's all of our YouTube channel and whatnot, and yeah, so you people who are here, great, you got to sit in our theater, but everything is happening elsewhere.
Like, so how does that make you feel?
Did they all get Pikmin plushies?
No.
Aww.
And I'm glad, because I would have been pissed. But that would have been awesome, though. I think they should give that out as a pre-order bonus or something. I would just pre-order the game and not buy the console.
But then how'd you play the game?
It doesn't matter, Tekken. I would have the plushie, and that's all that matters.
That brings up an interesting question. Do you think that Pikmin 3 will also be released for the Wii? Because they talked about using Wii Motion Plus to play it, and the nunchuck, and it feels like, well, if you can do that, the control scheme, everything is there.
Like, so why bother, not...
Yeah, like, the only thing, I guess, is they couldn't show the Pikmin's faces like he was talking about at the beginning. It's like, oh, it's not high def, so the Pikmin will be all really... You can't really see them, but
I mean, the ones on the GameCube looked...
Yeah, they weren't high def either.
So, I mean...
It's possible. If you look at Twilight Princess, like the Wii and GameCube versions, like...
Yeah.
They came out on separate consoles with the same game, so...
But if they do that, then I would have no reason to buy a Wii U, so...
So basically, do you think they're gonna force RPG to buy a Wii U?
That's basically what's gonna happen.
I would say no, because he's in the minority, so... Like,
they don't care about you.
There's not, like, a ton of Pikmin fans like, oh, man, I can't wait to buy Pikmin 3 when it comes out.
Pikmin was just, like, trending on Twitter, and that's not an easy thing to do.
That's, like, tens of thousands of people RPG. That's not, like, millions, so...
You don't know that. You don't know that, Tekken. You don't know. You don't know.
Or tens of thousands at most.
You're just jealous. Just jealous.
I don't even have a Twitter account, so F Twitter.
There's not going to be a Mass Effect 4. Just jealous.
Whatever.
But seriously, though, that would be like... If they put it on the Wii, I really would have no other reason to buy a Wii U at this point. So, because like I said, anything I saw at the conference, I was like, I could wait for like a severe price drop and pick it up like I did with the GameCube when it was like $50 and came with like 6 games. So
it is weird because like the Nintendo Land game is kind of like Wii Sports, and I remember being super excited about Wii Sports. But when they showed not the tech demos, but like the events within Nintendo Land this time around, I wasn't as excited as I was the last time when I saw Wii Sports. I was like, oh, okay, this is like that Pac-Man versus game on GameCube, and okay, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pac-Man versus. That's what it's
You
called.
love Pac-Man, don't you? Don't you?
Depends on which one you're talking about. Like the DX one's pretty awesome. Championship's pretty awesome.
I don't know. I haven't played Pac-Man since like arcades were still active, so.
So I don't know. Final rating on E3 Nintendo's.
I'd say better than Microsoft, but not as good as Sony's.
I mean,
And overall, I was happy, and then, well, yeah, I would just say it was a good one because I was happy, and then like when they showed Mass Effect 3, I was even more happy. I was like, oh, so yeah. And I got goosebumps during the Oh, never mind. That was Sony's. Never mind. That was in the.
That's what I was about to say. Are you
Quadruple
sure
dip.
it's who you think they
But,
are?
but when I saw the flying scroll suit, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's not a raccoon, but it's not. It's Tanuki, so it's a new furry animal to fly around as. So cannot wait.
Sweet.
And I have like, okay, I'm not going to go on a tangent about flying scrolls.
I was just about to say, wait a minute. Why did you...
Okay, F it. So like back in the day, in Discovery Channel, they would like show these like documentaries about like flying squirrels, and like they just like follow them, and they like be jumping from tree to tree, and I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. So now I can like finally do it in like video game form. Like as a child, I used to want to do that. So.
I liked lemurs. Is my response to that. So yeah.
Wow.
But I don't know. I just think overall, Nintendo's conference, it was decent. It wasn't like anything spectacular, but it didn't get me all hot and bothered like I was hoping it would. But
yeah,
I guess
it's like lacking the ginormo megaton of like I didn't expect that, I didn't see that coming. It was just like stuff that I was like expecting and not like anything unexpected. But I was happy with what I got, so I was like, yes.
which is kind of like what E3 with the conferences as a whole were for me. For all three of them, it's kind of like as a whole, it's like okay, I guess kind of nothing that was like overly exciting. I mean, I did like a couple of the new IPs that were announced because Beyond and what the hell's the other one called? Watchdog. They seem like they're going to be interesting titles. So there was that, but as a whole, it's kind of just like E3.
Oh, I guess that Lego open world game was pretty cool too.
Oh, the GTF.
Oh yeah, Lego City Undercover or
yeah.
Lego City U.
Yes, everything has U shoehorned into their titles now. They just opened up a dictionary and be like, all right, here are all the U words in the English language. So let's start making some games. So,
I wonder if there's going to be a Resident Evil Umbrella, another U word after it game.
Umbrella Chronicles U? So it could be UCU?
No, it has to be like Umbrella Underground or something. It has to be like a W at the like as the title.
Umbrella Universe. I'm pretty sure we could just
W.
See, so we could just open up a dictionary, start pointing at words, throw it in there.
Or triple U Umbrella Underground Ultimatum. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about this way too much.
I was just about to say. It's like, why do we need so many U's? So.
Yeah, for me, Nintendo, it was weird because I expected them to show things that I didn't expect, and that's kind of what they showed. And it was like Wii Sports. Like, who would have thought of Wii Sports before they saw it? And once you see it, it's like, well, it just makes so much sense. So Nintendo Land, I didn't expect that, but I did expect, I guess, something, a Wii U game that shows off Wii U, and that's how they sold it. So Nintendo was very, it was weird. I think I'm going to have to say that Microsoft is the only show that did better than I thought it would. Cause
wait, did better than you thought it would?
Yeah, because I expected a lame fake Kinect extravaganza, and that didn't happen. And I was like, wow, that wasn't there. I mean, there was that really long entertainment part in the middle that was really boring.
But we had a concert.
Yeah, like I expected a boring section, and then a Kinect section, and the Kinect section wasn't there. So that was a positive. And I was like, huh. According to my expectations, Microsoft did better than I expected. Nintendo did about the same as I expected, and Sony did worse than I expected. So, yay.
I'm not sure I would count that as a yay. Not very yay at all. But
yeah, it's been strange.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like it hasn't. I don't feel like I'm going to be in, like, excitement overload like I could have been in the previous E3s. So, I guess that's a good thing, though, because at least I don't have anything that I'm overly excited about where I'm like, oh my gosh, is it December yet? Is it December yet? Kind of thing. So I guess there's that.
I want to play that Splinter Cell game still.
Actually, the funniest thing happened to me at work. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna play some Resident Evil 4 and Splinter Cell Conviction because I cannot stop thinking about the new games. So, yeah.
Yeah, right now I really want to play New Super Mario Brothers on 3DS or 3D DS, and then Luigi's Mansion on GameCube.
Yeah, probably gonna just like crack out on Pikmin now too. It's not even. This makes me sad. This whole E3 has just been making me sad. Somebody make things better. Quick, somebody show a Final Fantasy trailer or something. Oh my gosh, I can't do this right now. I'm making myself depressed.
Well, there are a lot of E3 things still left to see. Do we want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
There's nothing left.
What are we going to do for the ones that we didn't do? Are we going to do those later on, or
we can just do them and then yeah.
You want to save them all for Wednesday night?
No.
Do you want to do them now?
Yeah. No, not right now, but I mean, like, we'll do them just, like, you know, not in this recording.
Okay, cool.
I guess that's it for our thoughts on the Nintendo E3 2012 press conference. Actually, I don't know. I probably had more to say, but whatever. Overall, I was happy, so whatever.
No, you weren't.
Wednesday night will be our digested version, once it's had time to settle.
Right now I'm just down because I can feel like I have a tingle of deja vu, and it's like it's going to be the exact same thing as this week. It's like you get your hopes up taken, and then here comes a train of disappointment in your face.
Yeah, I feel that in a way. Actually, I kind of feel like it will be worse than the Wii, since the Wii arguably was very different from everything that came before it, whereas the Wii U it's a really big DS or 3DS.
Giant DS.
Yeah.
All right.
I was hoping for a price drop too.
Tap.
That's it for this recording, and we'll be back with more stuff after this. Rap-a-tap, Wii U, please make it burn so good. Ow,
No, it doesn't burn so good because I don't have one.